All right. So, with X-Men 97 out and everybody excited about it, mainly me, the one thing I like the most about it is we didn't get it all at once. There's something to look forward to. So, every Wednesday, we get a new episode of X-Men 97. They gave us 2 episodes as a premiere, so they jump started the next week. And as we look forward to the next week, I wanted to run some speculation by y'all. All right. So I hope y'all are subscribed to the channel and you're looking forward to the videos, because I'm gonna try to post daily because I actually like X-Men. But I want to talk about 3 characters that I'm afraid X-Men 97 will mess up. Now, these 3 characters, I know for a fact one of y'all know exactly who the character is. So let's just start with the elephant in the room. We know they're going to mess up Magneto. All right, it's just, I'm sorry y'all, it's a given. You don't have to read too far in between the lines to see that they are playing with fire with Magneto. All right, everybody knows what woke agenda is. All right, so basically woke is a way to be inclusive, to include all groups in something, even if they're not interested in what you're including them in. So we say, hey, what are you talking about? Why is Magneto the elephant in the room? Everybody knows Magneto for his iconic helmet and his iconic suit. Is literally what Magneto is. His costume is literally what Magneto is. The purple and red. I mean, for I don't know how long X-Men's been around, but as far as I've been watching X-Men since 1992, we've always known Magneto for this one costume, and y'all can see clear as day this new costume is screaming a certain thing. Y'all don't make me say it. But even if we weren't looking at the costume, y'all, when I say woke agenda, when I say Magneto is the elephant in the room, him referring to Charles Xavier is sounding, each time I hear him bring up Charles Xavier, it seems more suspect and more suspect and more suspect, to the point where I'm like, well, you're almost guilty. All right, I'm just gonna put it out there. They're gonna make Charles Xavier and Magneto lovers. All right, I just had to say it, man. It just is what it is, y'all. That's what they gonna do. The question is, are we going to let it slide? Is the show good enough that, we just say, it is what it is? Or will it be a reason why you just don't want to watch the show? Now, am I 100% sure they're going to do this? No. But are they laying the seeds down? So if they do it, you shouldn't be caught off guard. Charles Xavier and Magneto were friends, but their friendship was never as suspect as it is now. I'm going to give you some reasons why it wasn't suspect. Every episode, Charles Xavier had a different girlfriend. All right, he didn't talk about it, but it just always would be the person that he's trying to save, and everybody's wondering, why are we even trying to help these people? It'd be Myra Taggart. I don't know her last name. I could have butchered that. And that other chick, I didn't forget her name, but she was with Cortez and his group, Fabian Cortez, and she also helped. If y'all remember the Phalanx episode, she's the mutant who can basically turn into gas. Whatever reason, she was the pickup girl after Myra Taggart left him, and she went on to have Prometheus or whatever that kid's name was, and he met this chick, and she was the one with him in the institute when he was actually creating the team of X-Men, his first students. But that's against the point. The point is, Charles Xavier always had his girls. I don't think Charles Xavier ever had kids. This is only the cartoons, y'all. I don't know the comics. But in the cartoons, he never had kids. And then Magneto. On Magneto's end, Magneto, season 5, all of a sudden he had 2 kids. He had Scarlet Witch and he had Quicksilver. He knew nothing about them, but supposedly, out of nowhere, he was always searching for the mom, the wife, or the mother of the kids. He didn't know about the kids. He found out about the kids, and they were already adults. The point is if, which I don't think they will, if they go on the old episodes, they cannot be suspect. But Again, looking at this costume and how he's referring to Charles Xavier, I get the Rogue thing. The Rogue thing, to me, it holds no weight because they could pull the rug right from under us with the Rogue thing. The Rogue thing could literally be Rogue yearning for somebody's touch and Magneto could provide it. Even though I don't get it, it's cheating because Rogue would always try to suck Magneto's powers out of him. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that. But what I'm saying is they don't necessarily have to be a thing. They're just trying to create a little something just to keep every character to have something interesting going, y'all. So that's the first character. The first character where I am afraid they're going to mess up is Magneto. Character 2. The character that I don't know if anybody's caught this, but the second character that I'm kind of sure they're going to mess up. And there's multiple reasons why you would just have to mess it up anyway. But the second character is Wolverine. I believe they're going to mess up Wolverine. So far, the first flag that I saw with Wolverine was a fight, a reason to fight came about and Wolverine did not go. What fight am I talking about? They went to the Magneto hearing and Wolverine didn't go. He stayed at the mansion to watch it. That makes no sense. Wolverine has always been down for a fight, and to see the Friends of Humanity there, knowing that there's a potential fight to be there, or staying at home watching TV, that's not Magneto. All right. Second of all, when we talk about just watching Jean to make sure she's okay, that would have been Jubilee's job. If you really think about it, if you swap the roles, Wolverine and Jubilee in episode 2, Jubilee could have did that. So when we talk about writing who you could mess up, I'm afraid they're going to make Wolverine passive. Now, not passive to the point where he's not a fan favorite, but it's almost like they could fool around and make him the comic relief, because you have this man's man of a kind of character, edgy, always ready to pop off, always ready to fight. And if you talk about a woke agenda, you could be turning down that what would they call it? Toxic masculinity. Wolverine will be toxic masculinity, and you could be toning it down, turning him to a house husband. All right, and it's not even his kid. So I'm just saying that one, and I said it earlier. I said you have to mess up Wolverine because one, Wolverine has claws, sharp claws, claws used for attacking, and when Wolverine's fighting people, he cannot just, go around stabbing people. All right. So when he's fighting Friends of Humanity, the claws are actually in the way. Pulls out the claws and then he throws people. Pulls out the claws and then he jumps on people and knocks them out. So he already has to be toned down. I said in the last episode, I said that the show is kind of dark. I don't think the show is dark to the point where Wolverine is out here, stabbing people. So if that's the case, he already has to be turned down. The only people he can really stab are mutants that can heal. Or, for example, I say mutants, but Hulk, Juggernaut, Sabretooth, which I highly doubt they even have him stab Sabretooth, just because this doesn't seem like the type of show that would get too bloody, even though we seen Cyclops bleed in the last episode. So, again, just watching Wolverine drive around Jean, have feelings for Jean, which he's always had it. I mean, my alert is not like all the way turned up on Wolverine, but to see him not be involved in the fight at the hearing, and I mean, there ain't a lot of evidence, y'all. It's not a lot to stand on, but I'm worried that Wolverine he'll be a casualty. All right, he'll be a casualty in the agenda war. And on to the last character, y'all. The last character, and I hope y'all leave somebody in the comment section who y'all are watching and worried about. But before we do the last character, I'm just gonna say this: we all agree that they did Cyclops good. I think everybody would agree Storm is the best. Magneto is an if. It could go either way. It could go down as being a good character. He can't be great because he doesn't have the costume, but he could go down as being a good character. The speeches make him a really good character, but the costume, it just takes all of that away. And Jubilee, they did good with Jubilee. They've actually done good with Morph, but I know y'all have the same problem I have with his face. I don't know why they did that. Leave the show alone. You don't need to make any adjustments. Stop changing things. Morph didn't need to be this. He looks like Jim Carrey the Mask for no reason. Who's left? We just doing the X-Men. I think everybody would agree Beast is perfect. Leave him alone. So we haven't seen enough of Rogue. I'm worried about Rogue. She's so questionable, but I don't think you can really mess up Rogue. I didn't like that she could touch Magneto. I've already said that. I don't like that she's sneaking around behind Gambit's back. I don't like that, but Rogue is not necessarily on my will they drop the ball on this character list yet. Now, I'm cheating when I make this character, but I'm just being honest on who I'm most worried they'll mess up. Apocalypse. Apocalypse is the character that I think I'm so worried. I'm not saying we ain't even seen him, but I'm just saying he's the character that I'm most worried that they could mess up. Why? Because in the old series, Apocalypse was far and beyond the best character. Any character to stand on their own, he was by far the best character. And I don't think anybody would ever question that. He literally had the best one-liners. His agenda, it didn't make no sense, but it was just evil. He's just perfectly evil. He's perfect. He's the perfect character that you could just unequivocally say he's the bad guy. I mean, one episode, he literally just backstabbed the good guys and the bad guys. He literally was like, why would you trust me? He promised so many people such things, and then when he didn't come through on the promises, he was like, haha, I lied to you. Why would you trust me? So he's just unequivocally the bad guy. He's got the best one-liners. I remember he told Creed, Sabretooth's son, he said, I'm as far beyond mutants as they are beyond you. I mean, he got the best one-liners, man. So I'm most worried that, and from watching Magneto's speech, I don't have a lot to worry about. Magneto has not even ever been a good talker, in my opinion. His ideology, it made enough sense. I didn't have any problems with it back in the old animated series, but his speeches are way better now. I mean, to the point where you're like, I'm on board with Magneto. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I smell what you're cooking, right? So the thing is can you carry that on and keep Apocalypse the best character in the show? And all I'm getting at is, if you put this much effort into Magneto, Apocalypse needs to stay the best character in the show. And you don't have to do this whole Marvel thing where you make Apocalypse just the greatest thing to show up and everybody's all worried about it like they did with Thanos, and how DC did. If y'all ever played Injustice 2, how DC did with Brainiac and make him seem like this great force. You don't have to go out your way. Everybody knows how strong Magneto is. You don't have to make it seem like this is just the biggest bad of all bads. Just keep the character interesting. All right. I'm not trying to say much because I feel like the show has done A+ job so far. I'm just worried. Those are the 3 characters, y'all. If y'all got any character that y'all worried about, or if y'all disagree with one of the characters that I named, because hey, Morph, y'all, what do y'all think? Rogue, easily 2 characters that I know you could say, hey, they didn't do those 2 right. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I appreciate all the support, y'all. And I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next video. Peace.